Okay, we had day one today, and thought it was pretty smooth. It was not a lot of drama. You guys got to see part of it. We did a lot of kind of installation teaching for some parts in field goal block. Did a lot of specialist work, and we put some parts of the punt team in. And then we had probably about an hour, a little plus of offense and defense, individual period, one pass skeleton period, one team period, a couple teaching periods. We had a one-on-one period. Went pretty smooth. I always worry about that. Guys got to be smart when you do it without pads on. And I thought they did real well. I thought they handled all that real well. And again, our goal for spring practice is be fundamentally and technically sound. You know, because we can, if you can learn good technique, we can plug it all into stuff that goes into the games. So I thought it was good. You might have noticed Zach Darlington is playing receiver today. Zach and I have been talking for a while about something like this. And what he's looking for is opportunity, and what we're looking for is the placement of a guy that is really a good athlete somewhere that he can find a niche more easily. So maybe it'll be right where he is. He's playing slot back now, and we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I can't think there's any other news from personnel or anything. Did you guys see anything? Ask any questions about any of that?
One thing on the safeties, so bankers coaching safeties
Yes.
individually nowadays.
Yeah.
What went into that shakeup there?
Yeah, I just looked at this thing and I thought that we have had it like this before, and I thought we were missing the boat with more opportunity to break down the coaching. There's such diverse teaching between what you teach corner skills and how you teach safeties. I've done both in my life, and I've done both on a field that's way bigger than this when I was coaching the DBs in the Canadian League, and it's hard. You got corners from sideline to sideline, where you do anyway, but technique-wise, they're different. So we thought we'd get more individual drill work, the same thing that I was talking about a minute ago, by having Mark once again actively coach the safeties, and then Stu can concentrate on the corners, and we'll just get to spend more attention with those groups.
Hey Mike, on a day like this, what are you looking for from the quarterback? When you go look at the film, what kind of things are you looking for?
Well, I think the first thing is decision making, and it's not hard today. They're seeing one coverage, and so the way you know, and this is funny because if we were in full gear and we were starting out with an identity of what we want to establish, you know, you would have seen much more running today and then running action passes. But because we're in shorts, we put in a little bit more drop back pass. When we practice drop back passing, patterns have choices based on what the coverage is. So if you have this pattern, they're playing this coverage, then the ball is most likely to go right here. So you're looking at that. You know, if all of a sudden the ball's going over here, you know something's we've misfired there somewhere along the way on the learning part of it. So the first thing you look for is just good decisions, where the ball should go. A lot of times the coverage, you know, the corner in a practice session might jump the route, something that in the game probably is going to be open. So you adjust from there, but in general, decision making, and then you'd like to see accuracy, completing balls. You know, those two things are awesome. You know, Ross, I don't think so. I talked to him throughout the beginning of practice. I thought he was pretty calm, pretty easy to talk to. I thought he handled the day pretty well. He looked good throwing the ball.
Is your offense in general, how much smoother was it today than it was 1 year ago today?
Man, just like light years. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Just those things about choices for the quarterback, the routes, you know, as far as assignments, that's the way it should be, right? I mean, we didn't have to start with the huddle today, so that was encouraging. Just jump into some stuff. A lot of it we've done, some of it we've tweaked. Most of it they're familiar with, so. that was easier.
At first blush, wide receivers appeared to have a real good day.
Yeah, they did.
Especially Brandon and Stanley.
Yeah.
How did you feel like they showed up on day one?
I think that that is a group that I've been excited about, kind of expected that they would open up this thing like that and expect them to really play a big role in our success.
How much closer are you to just rolling the ball out there and letting it go?
Well, it's certainly a ton further along. We'd like to take it pretty slow in what we're doing, however, because we do want to focus now. It's not just about the plays, which I think they can go run. It's all those little parts that go into the play and how we can make it better. And really, you know what's kind of interesting, what part of spring has become for me is just basically making sure that we get them on a track, like the quarterbacks and receivers, that they can take right out of spring right into the summer and throw those routes correctly. You know, not just go out and throw some balls around. They can go out and repeat some of this stuff that we're trying to detail here, and they can take it right out of spring right into fall camp, and hopefully gotten 1,000 reps on it between now and then.
Hey Mike, what kind of role can a guy like Navity have?
I was the one that talked to Graham about moving to fullback, just because I think one of our jobs is to look and see where a guy might find his niche to play more. And I think Graham is a really good football player, and so I'd like to get him involved somewhere, and I thought that might be his best opportunity. I don't think that there's necessarily has to be prototype fullbacks. You know, when I broke into this thing coaching offensively at USC, the way Coach Robinson had always done it is if you weren't starting at tailback, you were going to be the fullback. and I think what's his name? Marcus Allen was the fullback before he became the Heisman winner, I think, at tailback. So, and we had a 230-pound tailback, and Terry Barnum was about a 200-pound fullback. And that first year, Terry caught 55 balls or something like that, and was a nifty little zone runner and trap runner. And so I think with losing Andy Janovich, who I really admired and looking forward to seeing him play in the future, we're looking for a guy that can run the ball in there and catch the ball coming out of the backfield. Particularly a zone runner, and Graham was a real good zone runner in the spring. So we're gonna try to find that niche and see if it works, because we'd like to continue with our personnel groups. We like to play 2 tight ends. We like to play with a fullback once in a while, and so we've got to find the right people to do it.
He on Scott.
What's that?
Is he on Scott?
Right now he is. Yes, today. Mm-hmm.
How much of the chemistry with Armstrong developed over just 1 year with this road thing?
Most of it today looked so much better, just timing, throwing the ball in the right spot, catchable footballs based on the depth of the route, all those parts. It looked a lot better, which it should, right?
All right.